BadlyDrawnHermits for Thursday, January 6th, 2022. Do. Here's a song I wrote called Deep into Under Mountain, followed by a song I wrote called Lines. We'll play the opening theme, and then we'll have some artistic times.
One evening as the sun went down and our cooking coals were glowing, down the path came a party hiking, and they said, folks, we're all going. We're yearning for a portal far away in a tavern full of shouting. So join us, friends, and let's descend deep into Under Mountain, deep into Under Mountain. There run dungeons hot and cold, where the monsters surge and pushes, and the youngest runes are old, where the mimics all lie waiting, and the goblin werebats roost, all the wisps and wasps and the mezzo-lost, the hidden pit where we'll all plummet deep into Under Mountain. Deep into Under Mountain, all our blades will sing like choirs, as our arrows strike like drum beats, and our green flame pops and pyres. Our barbarian will stomp a brood as the rogues dance shadow play. Oh, we're sworn to go at a great tempo. We'll chant our spells as we now delve deep into Under Mountain. Deep into Under Mountain, you'll always find new gear, and your old mundane accoutrement can be handed down, don't fear. The magic items you'll attune and the artifacts you'll find. There's armor with gems and weird potions and a propeller hat that lets you ascend deep into Under Mountain. Deep into Under Mountain, the mad wizard stood gates so folks can open portals. He left clues to activate. He has a thing for puzzles and he likes to throw his voice. We're going to delve to where he dwells, to the lowest tower, to seek his power deep into Under Mountain. I'll see you there, the lowest lair, deep into Under Mountain.
Power line to convey a certain brilliance, a telephone line to carry a voice, a metro line to bring us all downtown. Communication, not the borders of boundaries that slice and dice a nation. Divided by the chalk lines of disreputable history, past barriers are laid out as we shrug with absent mystery. Those bodies left behind us while we amble on ahead, fearful of the wrong things from newspapers unread. Before I tell you what to do, or you try to tell me, let's all see what's been done and where we could have been. By knowing what's before us, the path might clear ahead, and focus on new obstacles uncharted by the dead. Power line from a gurgling turbine, a telephone line adventurers, but we're not corralling cattle, fearing wranglers about the murders. When we look out past dividers, we're unsurprised to see more folks erecting fences, becoming detainees. Before I worry about you or you worry about me, let's all dwell on ourselves, we're the private enemy. Becoming who we're meant to, virtuous and creative, we won't dread the different, the strange or unrelated. A power line to convey certain brilliance, a telephone line to carry a voice, a metro line to bring us home, to bring us home.
The summer is past, but your days keep growing longer. There's no wind in your sails, but the storm's blowing stronger. Walking hard, standing tall, keeping your head up through it all. Fighting fires, spinning plates. Goodness, how did it get so late? Lay your head down and dream. Lay your head down and lay your head down and dream. Lay your head down and just let your mind flow downstream. Sprawled out in a moonbeam. Lay your head down and dream. Joe Hills is filmed before a live streaming audience.
That's us! Howdy, y'all. Joe Hills here, recording as I always do in Nashville, Tennessee. And tonight, y'all are my live streaming audience. I don't want anyone to worry about me in the weather. We have had, indeed, a winter storm of historic proportions. We set some records for snowfall, but you know what? The power's on. Everybody's taking care of each other. We're good, you know? I didn't get in the car today. We're great. So I don't want anybody worrying about that. I am super excited that we have someone so talented here to join us today. It is AvivaKitty at BadlyDrawnHermits on Twitter. Aviva, do you want to say howdy to everybody?
Hey, howdy, chat.
Howdy, chat, indeed. If let me know. Let's see, Aviva, I'm gonna get some more levels for you real quick. Can you talk about like what you do in terms of art? Like, you're an art student right now, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, currently I am actually a game design undergraduate, and I'm a game design major and animation minor at MICA, Maryland Institute College of Art. And I do a lot of different types of art. I do pretty much any type of digital art, like illustration mostly. I mostly specialize in like cartoony stuff, and I really enjoy Minecraft.
And you run the BadlyDrawnHermits Twitter account, which is mostly, if not entirely, drawings done by you of the hermits in kind of a badly drawn, cartoonish fashion, right?
Mm-hmm. It's more low effort than specifically badly drawn, but yeah.
The title is badly drawn, but yeah, low effort. I like to think of that as high productivity. Because even if it's not what you're supposed to be working on, you get it done real quick and then you get back to what you're supposed to be working on. So I'm linking that in all the chats. I do want to warn our Patreon viewers who like to talk in the Patreon chat that because of the nature of the screen sharing, there's a problem with the OBS capture, so I actually couldn't pop out of Aviva's window to capture that separately. So anybody who says thanks or who says howdy or whatever in the Patreon chat, I won't be able to see it. Also, Momo Bear rolling in with 2 tips saying hello, I hope everyone's doing great, and howdy. Those are Filipino pesos. Let's see, 175 Filipino pesos. Based on my understanding of the exchange rate, that comes out to 4 US Abacus beads. So, boom, that is going to put us 16 away from our first face camera expansion. I should mention as well that tips are always welcome via paypal.me/Joe Hills and YouTube Super Chat. Thank you very much, Momo Bear. So, we're going to talk a little bit real quick about what I have planned for today. My friend Zombie Cleo has expressed an interest in getting into pingtubing, which is where you have like a little animated character on screen instead of you on webcam when you're playing games. Like Aviva here. I've made Aviva bigger, so Aviva, if you want to say something, they can see your face move.
Hi.
So Aviva has a fully animated rig here that actually responds to eye movement, head movement. When Aviva talks, you want to say something else?
Talking. Blah, blah, blah.
That's all we need. There we go. It shows, you see the mouth move, that sort of thing. So I heard that Zombie Cleo, well, I say I heard like it was a rumor. Zombie Cleo told me she wanted to get into doing this sort of thing. And I was like, okay, well, I'm going to have Aviva on to teach me how to do these advanced animated rigs. Cleo, what software are you using so I can make sure that whatever I make for you will work for you? And Cleo's like, no, I don't want to do the animated pingtubers. I just want to have buttons that I press in OBS to show myself making different expressions, you know? And I'm like, oh, okay. I didn't know that. I had no idea that that was what you wanted. And so I'm not prepared. So anyway, now I am, having talked to Cleo about this, she gave me a list of expressions that she was likely to want, which I might not have written down in the book that I have in front of me. So that's good planning there. But core concept, we're going to draw Zombie Cleo making a bunch of different expressions, and we need to kind of, pull from some of her skins, I think, for some of the colors to make sure that, like, we get the hair right and the skin tone. Like, this is the skin tone I guessed at. I guessed at greenish gray, 4% saturation, but let's go ahead. If we actually sample her real skin, what's the skin tone? Oh, that is not the same at all. 5% saturation. Oof. And probably a different temperature on the hue as well. Much brighter. See, this is why we don't just eyeball this stuff, folks. These are totally different colors. That would have been unacceptable. This is why, if you're going to work from something in life or something in a video game, you use references. So, we are going to make Cleo tonight, making a bunch of different expressions for the, thing that for her stream. Now, let me see if I can go ahead, and we're going to need to actually maybe have some Cleos. Whoops, if I could save image as. Here we go. Put that there. Boom. So here's what Cleo looks like with her basic Cleo skin, right? And we want to make kind of a cartoonier version of that. As you saw on that Twitter account I linked earlier, Aviva is good at this. So Aviva, it feels like maybe we need to start with kind of the rough details of the face, the rough proportions. At least that's what makes sense to me. Do you have some place that you usually start?
My tablet driver stopped working, so I'm fixing that quickly. Okay.
Oh, yeah, no problem. Okay, so one thing I'm going to do, if you're familiar with working with software with layers, we can go to the... Oh, no problem.
Fixing the driver would require restarting my computer, and I have way too much open. Mm-hmm. So I have decided that I'm just going to turn off my second monitor, and that fixes things.
Yay. It's amazing what you can do if you just give up on other things. Okay, so...
Hello?
Can you not hear me? Let's type to Aviva. Can you not hear me?
Joe, if you're saying anything, I can't hear you.
Okay. Well, maybe restart the computer then. Is your sound going through your second monitor? In which case, move headphone. It's two different jack. Okay. Welcome to whatever this is. On the fly tech. It's fine. You know what? Honestly, before Aviva showed up, what I probably should have done was create, yeah, Aviva, just please reset. Okay, Aviva needs me to give 5 minutes. That's fine. Uh-oh. Let's go ahead and get rid of that overlay for right now. That overlay is actually named Discord Video in OBS because, eesh. Okay, what we want to do first is we need to create a rough, just general model of Clio that we can add different, what do you call them to? Emotions. So let's see, what's this? This is an object. How come, where's the, there used to be like bars all over the place in this. Properties. Okay, so we've got a square. Let's make this square 800 by 800, just for ease of use, right? Then what we're going to do is we're going to make this one 100 by 100. Boom. Okay. So, don't need it to be rounded. So now we can take this square. That's the Windows key. That's why nothing's working. I am not used to doing art on a computer that has a Windows key, and it's driving me insane. That's fine. I promise I'm not going to go insane. I'm not sure I can hold that promise to account, but whatever. Core concept, this is kind of working for now. Deal with it. So, we need to go ahead and match each of these pixels here to Clio's hair. So we're going to go 1 pixel over, 2 pixels over. And you could say, why aren't you using real pixel art software for this? Well, you're going to see shortly. But we want this to kind of feel a little bit more freeform. So having the rough pixel look, but having the pixels be able to act independently is going to give us a lot more cartoony kind of control over how this feels. Okay, so we need to get the, okay, so let's do some layer work here. So we've got reference layer. We're going to lock that. Let's create a new layer here called flesh. Yeah, that's always a good one, flesh. Then we'll get another one called features. Then we'll get another one called hair, right? Boom. So we want to move all of these that are not the flesh to the hair layer. Boom. And we can copy these down here. Gonna lock that. Gonna go to tools. Is it Pathfinder? Why are like my tools not showing up in the right place? Oh, alignment. We want alignment. Align objects. Align to primary object. Distribute spacing. None. Then we're going to go down here. Do the same thing. Primary object. Align. Distribute spacing. None. Boom. Okay. So the big thing with Clio's hair is by default it goes over like that. Then this one. It's more like this. Then that's fine out there. Okay. So then we'll drag the whole thing down. Making a zombie Clio. 1 pixel at a time. But not with actual pixels. But with shapes we can refine. Why would someone do this? That person is probably mad. But you know what? The only person here qualified to tell me that is an artist who's rebooting their computer. So I'm doing great on my own. I'm making a zombie Cleo and I'm learning a lot. Although not yet. We're doing the things that we should have done to set up earlier. I actually realized, like, I was like, I should have made the Cleo neutral face before Aviva got here, because helping me with the expressions and the emotions is actually where Aviva can do the most. Zombie Cleo pngTuber is what we're going to call this file. Okay. Okay. Bandwidth control has cut me off from that call. That's fine. Is Aviva reopening the call? Join call. Okay, Aviva, I am back on the call if you called me back.
Yep.
Okay.
Sorry.
No worries. So if you want to go ahead and share your screen. I was actually just telling the chat, I was like, I realized I should have actually set up the rough model of this before talking to you. Anyway, so this is fine because this is letting me do what I need to do here.
Yeah.
Okay.
I did not fully fix the driver, which means I don't have pen pressure, but that's not a big issue.
Audio is back though. That's like, you can hear me though.
Yeah.
That's a good get in terms of rebooting the computer.
Yeah. So it means I still have to have the second monitor off, but everything else is fixed. Everything that I broke by turning off the second monitor is fixed.
Yay. Okay, so we need to go back here to layers now. Whoops, layers. Well, no, not libraries, layers. We need to unlock that. Move this up here. Okay. So we have a rough Cleo hair. What we don't have right yet is eyes. So what I'm trying to do is kind of set up the like default Cleo look, the like resting Cleo face. And does she always have that green stuff in her hair? It looks like that's in several of the skins, but I don't know. Did she do that with the?
Yeah, she has the sort of flower crown around her head.
Yeah, although in the latest incarnation, it's more of a 80s flower crown wristband. Oh, wait, what do you call it? Not
It's
wristband.
more of a headband.
Headband. Yeah, you know what words are. You're one step ahead of me. Okay, so we probably want to have that too. I'm going to add that. Because that's another thing, like details like that, like glasses, headbands, hats, in cartooning, you can make them do very emotive things, right? So we're technically building this with squares right now to start, but the idea is that we can warp those squares and their shapes and move them off grid to convey emotions once we actually get into the we're ready to convey emotions phase of this, which once again, I'm realizing I should have probably had the like resting Cleo face ready before you got here. Sorry, Aviva.
It's fine.
So I saw that you've got your own little pngTuber thing that you designed. What led you to pursue doing that for yourself, if you don't mind my asking?
Oh, specifically mine is more of a VTuber.
Or VTuber, yes.
Yeah, the difference between VTuber and a pngTuber is the VTubers are like sort of fully animated, I guess, while pngTubers are usually just like one or two images, and the image sort of bounce or it'll flip between the two images depending on if the person's talking or not.
Mm-hmm.
Well, with VTubers, it has like a whole face tracking thing. Mine is a very simple VTuber that I just made myself in Adobe Character Animator.
Mm-hmm. And so you used Adobe Character Animator to create the VTuber, but when you actually want to run it to like share it as a webcam, do you also run that through Adobe Character Animator, or is there separate software you're using?
I did all the art for it in Photoshop, rigged it in Character Animator, and I have to be in Character Animator to use it, and then I'm using another program to send that to my webcam.
Gotcha.
It's a bit convoluted.
It's funny that it doesn't have its own webcam export or output. I guess, did they intend for it to be used for rigging things that you would, like, export as videos later? Or what is the primary built-in export method, if you don't mind?
It was it was originally made more for ease of animating stuff to make, and then like some people use it for live stuff, and it's specifically getting it to my webcam to send through Discord that it's, because if I wanted to send it to OBS, that would be easy.
Gotcha.
But to be able to send to Discord through the webcam, I have to use a different program.
Gotcha. Yeah, because it's like all this stuff is, very, like, the entire streaming software stack is one of the most brittle sets of software I've ever seen. So it's unsurprising that you'd have to deal with some stuff there. So I appreciate you coming to share your expertise, because, like, whenever you're learning something new, there's always a lot of mistakes to be made, and I prefer to learn from other people's mistakes so I have time to make new ones myself. Okay, so Cleo's face kind of goes like that. And, I'm realizing, did I make your thing in OBS so... something happened. I must have hit a button in OBS, and I completely screwed up your layer. Hold on one second. Reset transform. Boom, it's fixed. Okay, yeah, your thing is fixed now. Yay. So, what you drawing there, Aviva?
Oh, I'm just doing the base outline to also have a sort of base for expression, so...
Yeah, so...
Cleo, the way I do is sort of like the hair sort of flies over. And again, it's a bit awkward because I don't have pen pressure, but for this style, it's not too big a deal.
Okay, I'm just going to make this particular artboard bigger because I'm kind of just goofing around here. So let's see. So Cleo would probably consider the bags under her eyes pretty iconic. And I don't know that they necessarily show up in a lot of fan art of her, though. Like, I don't know if the viewers consider that, like, a big part of her identity. But I'm going to go ahead and, since this is a gift for her, I'm going to try to capture those in a way that would be recognizable to her. I think it's funny that people have different, like, kind of perceptions of themselves, where, like, when you see yourself drawn, it's like, oh, they either nailed it or they didn't, and stuff like that could maybe impact that. Okay. This maybe should be taller, but... Oh, no, actually what it is these... The eyebrows, everything on here needs to be moved up some. So lock the hair layer. Then move that up till it goes. It needs to align with the hair layer there. Boom. Okay, so we now have a rough Cleo face with kind of bags under the eyes, the headband, that sort of thing. Solarg says eye bags improve any character design by 25%. Let me also remove... Sorry, Tommy, let me fix your moderator status.
Yeah, Tommy put it as, canon design versus head cannons. And especially since Minecraft, like, skins are pixel art, it gives a ton of room for interpretation, even if you're just going off the skin and not other stuff as well.
So I see Melons Away says, actually, that raises a question. Why doesn't Joe have eye bags? I do. That's one of the reasons I don't like wearing contact lenses, but they're obscured by my bright green glasses. If you want to see my face better, tips are welcome via paypal.me/Joe Hills and YouTube Super Chat. And we are currently, I think we got $4 worth of tips in, Or no, I've got 5. I think I said 4, but I moved 5 beads, so whatever. We'll say we're 15 away from the next face gamer expansion. Okay. So, making sure we have focus on the right window before we issue commands. So, we've got Cleo's kind of shoulders then. Now, I've been, I don't know, Aviva, if you saw, but I was so inspired by your insistence that people use digital tools. I designed my skin in Minecraft. I created a giant pixel art sculpture of my face that I could add or remove blocks to.
I saw after the fact this morning.
So there you go. See? Okay, so this is going to be 1600 wide here. And then probably going to have down here 400 wide. We're going to have the sleeves. Uh-oh. Why is it? Stupid Windows key. Okay, so we're going to have this here, so we can have that be this color. This and this also be that color. And we can refine those, but okay. So then we got to get the hair coming down. So we've got let's make a new layer here called torso. Whoops. No, don't move the features below that. So a new layer here is going to be called torso. And we're going to paste that there. And then we got to have the hair come down. What do we call that? Lower hair? What do you call hair that comes down on either side like that?
I usually just label that as hair, and then I have the hair on top of the head labeled as top hair.
Okay, because I have hair and lower hair, so top hair and hair works too.
Or just like front hair. Usually just where it is in relation to the face, usually.
Yeah. Okay, so we got... We're just trying to get a rough representation of this here. Lock that layer. Let's start moving some hair from this layer down to the lower hair layer. Boom. And properties. That one could be...
I'm seeing someone in chat mentioning just struggles with Illustrator. I personally hate Illustrator because I hate working in vectors.
Oh, I love working in vectors because you got to keep in mind, Aviva, like, okay, so I used to design like these giant posters and stuff that were like 8 feet tall and 4 feet wide for one of my previous employers. And like the file size for those would be like 130 kilobytes. Mm-hmm. It could fit on a floppy disk. It's nice.
Yeah, Illustrator is amazing for graphic design. Horrible for actual illustration. It is named very badly.
That's fair. Yeah, it used to be called Freehand, I think, when they first bought it. Which also wasn't necessarily the best name, but whatever. Okay. So, layers. I think I need to adjust this flesh layer to move it up one. Okay.
Yeah, there's also the struggles with everything being its own layer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do run into that when I do like my lineless art, for, like lineless animations. I make like everything a separate layer, and it's all over the place. But unless I'm doing that, I prefer to have minimal amount of layers for the actual drawing and coloring, and then all the shading and lighting is like a bajillion layers.
Yeah, I just wanted something that I wasn't going to be angry with the whole time. And like, even though Illustrator might be awkward in all sorts of different ways, I have probably spent, oh my gosh, I used to probably spend 16 to 30 hours a week in Illustrator for probably 5 to 7 years. And so I don't know all the new tricks with the new Illustrator because I don't use it as much these days. But like, it's one of those things where it's like, I know what it's capable of. Even if I can't find where they moved something in the latest update, I know that the feature exists. I can go dig it up. I can get it done eventually. Whereas like with Photoshop and stuff, I just never learned Photoshop very well. Because with just our applications, we didn't like do like or I take that back. Like, I mean, I learned certain parts of Photoshop incredibly well. Like all the batch file stuff where it's like, hey, we need to take 9,000 photographs, desaturate them, and add a blue tint. Like, I could write scripts and automate things with that, but I couldn't, like, if somebody's like, draw an ocean in Photoshop, it's like there's some sort of trick where you can, like, oh yeah, you just use this generator and that, and then this, and then boom, looks like in the ocean. I'm like, I don't know, man. You do you. That's not for me.
Yeah, for me, for photo stuff, when I did photography in high school, I mostly used Lightroom instead, so I didn't dive into that side of Photoshop.
No, that's fair. Yeah, I've heard good things about Lightroom. I didn't really use it much myself. Whoops.
Yeah, it's nice because I was the photographer, like the like student photographer for my youth group for our region, and I had a lot of fun with that.
That's cool. Let's see. We got some questions here. Can you make a pngTuber straight from a Minecraft skin? Well, as long as you only need to have one expression, the expression that your skin already has, then sure. But like the goal here is to create a rough model that we can add different expressions to on the fly. And we also want it to, like, the thing is, like, a Minecraft skin kind of works at a certain scale. And even though we're basing this pretty closely on Cleo's Minecraft skin, as you can tell by me, like, sampling the hair colors and stuff, the thing is, if the hair colors are not right, like, it's gonna feel off. It's just not, it's one of those things, like, there's just certain things that you can fake and certain things that you kind of have to get. Now, we're not going to get all the flesh exactly right, but we do need to get the hair right. And so then, like, so what we can do then is we can start moving the eyes around and then having the hair fly up. If she's, like, if we have a shocked face, rotating Cleo's existing hair or stretching or modifying Cleo's existing hair to match that is going to look better than, or like building off that, right? So also, hey, we got our first PayPal tip of the evening from Gripmonger. Thank you very much, Gripmonger, for the 20. That's going to put us $5 past our first face camera expansion. And so it's time for me to say, howdy, y'all. Grow Hills here, expanding as I always do in Nashville, Tennessee. Dee-da-dee-da-dee, dee-da-dee-da-dee, alrighty, we're going to take down that setting up now sign too, because now that I left that up initially while you were resolving your issues. I wanted to make sure that those were actually resolved, and it seems like they were. So, yeah, we're good now. Okay, so we're going to have the hair... Man, I didn't realize how long Cleo's hair was, really. Because, like, I don't pay that much attention to stuff like that. Like, and... you know, maybe being more intentional and observant would make me a better communicator. And so I should...
Honestly, with Minecraft skins, a lot of aspects when people are trying to communicate stuff with, especially with pixel art, it's very exaggerated. So a lot of Minecraft skins with long hair will have it absurdly long compared to, like, what's actually meant to be communicated. Like, this style of hair is normally, like, to be, most people interpret it. There's sort of like this language over time of of like specifically pixel art, where if you translated that to real life, it wouldn't be in comparison as long as it actually is on the skin.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's the sort of thing too. Like, we're gonna be talking a lot today about like exaggeration. Like, you know, we're starting with like kind of a boring baseline here. But how far can we stretch this and have this be recognizable as Cleo is where we're going with it. So, like, a lot of this would probably be, like, if I was going to have a baseline Cleo pngTuber, like, just the, like, this is Cleo when she's, you know, bored, she's not really paying attention to the chat, that sort of thing. It would probably be her default face in Minecraft, because people associate that as a neutral face. That's how they see her all the time. And so having that neutral face established then allows us to then kind of go wild from there. So, in terms of that, you know, I'm not going to say that this is perfect by any means. You know, there's also a lot we could do with her costume here. And I don't know how much we want to. But yeah, having these be slightly more exaggerated, or these kind of come out in the actual one as well. She's got like little cuffs here. Okay. So, because this is like supposed to be like 3D-ish, whoops, we need to actually get all the right things unlocked here. So now we've got here like Cleo's head, and we have it be kind of slightly bigger and out of alignment with everything else. That gives a little depth. And like I said, we might bring this up just a barely here to kind of give that something. Have it feel like it's kind of a little bit inside of... So we started with this perfect pixel map. Perfect in quotes. But now we've got that going. We can pull her shoulders in slightly as well. You know what? She might be on the 3 pixel model anyway. The shoulders were actually probably way too broad. So, yay. So now we have what is a close but still more approximated Cleo. You can see these corners overlap. This is why we didn't use actual pixel software, because we're not trying to keep it on a pixel grid once we're playing with it. Okay, so let's go ahead and start making some artboards here that we can work with. Boom, boom, boom. So we probably want to have this actually kind of cut about here normally. And I'm realizing as I'm thinking about this, whatever size the largest, in order for these images to work best, they all need to have the same kind of view window or artboard or whatever. So we don't want to size that off of the neutral one, because the neutral one is likely to take up less space, right? We're doing something here that's intentionally feels self-contained and small. So whatever size the like excited Cleo artboard is, which would probably take up way more space, is what we actually need to work with. So we're going to move all of our reference images further away so we have more room to work here. So we want, let's say we want all of our artboards to be, wow, these are going to be gigantic. 1920 by 1080. Okay. Actually, we shouldn't have cloned that first. Okay. So we are gonna move all that stuff, and then yeah. So just in the interest of making this easy for Cleo, we're gonna have the artboards be 1920 by 1080. and then we'll scale this appropriately. So if Clio, if resting Clio fits here, and then we have like excited Clio over there, and we can name these artboards. Advanced artboard options. So we'll call this Clio-excited, and the or actually just excited. So when we export these, we can have it use the artboard names. So we'll call this one neutral, right? Boom. Is Aviva muted? I don't think Aviva's talking right now. Aviva, are you talking right now?
Sorry, I was turning on my heater.
No, it's fine. Here's the thing, y'all, is that honestly, a lot of an art stream is kind of just making things and not necessarily like I'm kind of narrating what I'm doing, but like Aviva and like Aviva is here to like coach me with particular things or give feedback on stuff as we go. Like one thing I'm realizing is like, for example, let's say that we wanted to do a Cleo's arms are up excited pose. I didn't actually draw all the arms, right? So that's now a problem. Like, so maybe we need to go pull that reference file back in and be able to look at that better here. Okay, so yeah, so we're gonna actually keep improving the base model, because even though I was imagining the default Clio wouldn't need to have the arms visible, I realize part of emotion is gesturing, and so we need to kind of build the full situation together before we can really go wild with it. Okay, so let's see. These are, of course, now I've kind of thrown off my pixel block things by scaling things differently, but whatever, it's fine. Okay, so now Clio does actually have 4 pixel wide arms. What do you know? Okay, so a few things we're going to fix real quick. We are going to make this smaller so the arms can be independent. So we're going to make an arm here. That's going to go to here. And an arm here that goes to here. Does this work similar to animation? One image slightly changed over and over? Kind of. Kind of. We're kind of figuring out... This is kind of more... It's kind of more like stop motion where you're posing a sculpture in different places, but
it's more or less, it's keyframing, sort of.
Yeah, we're trying to... So for pngTubing...
Storyboarding
is a good way to put it. People are saying that Aviva's mouth sometimes animates when there's no sound. Oh, okay.
Oh, that's just how the thing is going. When I'm turned to look at chat, my face isn't like... The way character animator detects stuff is half from your face, half from what you're actually saying. So sometimes when I turn to look, it'll just like open stuff. Like if I turn away, the eyes will close just because it's not detecting the right thing. So
it's just like, what? No eyes I can see. Yeah. Must be gone.
Like that. So.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. So we probably want to have these down here, and we're going to match these to that. And this is where it gets kind of weird, is the fabric is all torn. Oh, of course it is. Thanks, Clio. You can't just have, like, normal stuff. Grumble, grumble, grumble. Okay. It's fine. We're doing it live. So part of me with that wants to just kind of get really lazy about it and just be like, we'll do it that way and then that way and then. But that's... Okay, I'm realizing none of this stuff is on the right layers now. Let's go to the layers thing. So we got the torso. So we need to create now layers for left arm and right arm probably. So that we can modify them independently and lock them and do things that we're going to want to do. So left arm is going in the left arm. Now we're going to create a new one here called right arm. And when we hide both of them for torso, that's actually probably okay. Because, like, if we were to, say, rotate this left arm here, like, wah, actually, it'd probably rotate more on that. Rah. Actually, yeah, I don't know. Maybe it would rotate more around that point. Yeah, so we're gonna, yeah, clearly we can't just rotate it. We're gonna have to translate it as well. That's not how arms work in Minecraft.
This kind of stuff is why I don't like vectors.
Yeah, well, the thing is, we don't actually, well, unlike an actual rigging software, we can actually kind of do whatever, you know? So, like, we're only taking snaps or pictures of it when we get it right. Leo B, did I miss the chat thing? I don't know. Did somebody do a super chat? I didn't see a super chat come through. So if Leo B did, I'm sorry. But I scrolled up and it's not there now. Okay. So anyway, what we got to do now though is we got to get the Leo B says yes he did. It was at 10:34. I can't go back that far in the live chat. It only goes back to 36. Well, we're not actually pivoting the arm right now. I was just trying to illustrate that. Leo, how much was the super chat for? And I will credit that. $5 Canadian. Hey, thank you very much then for the $5 Canadian, Leo B. That puts us 10 away from the next face camera expansion. Sorry, I'm like really into this art stuff, and I apologize for missing that. So the thing is, I love working in vectors because I can't draw, but I love graphic design. Here's to Illustrator. Ah, cool. Thank you, Leo B. So here's the thing: is in some ways it feels kind of like, well, like we should have the whole thing be very vectory because we're doing it all in vector. Blah 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 blah. But really, I kind of feel like having the default pose be plain vector and then having the other things, why is that not, oh, because that's below that layer. Yeah, we'll fix that shortly. Having these other things be different is cool in its own way. So like Cleo's sleeves here actually being ragged, like people wouldn't expect them to actually have like jaggedness to them if the stuff above the, like if the default is showing the shoulders up and then she starts waving her arms around and she's got like angry fingers, like if the angry expression is her like grasping the air and going what, you know, that sort of thing, or and her clothing being ragged and stuff actually being ragged, you know, it's kind of a value add, I think. So we can just go through here and go boop doop doo, add some points on this path here. More points. Yeah, more points.
Since I finished my base very quickly, I am now attempting to draw a llama with no reference.
So Blaze the Banana says, giving Cleo photorealistic fingers for the angry expression would be both horrifying and amazing. Exactly. That's what we're doing here. We're horrifying and amazing people. So, and this one's even worse. Wow, okay. So we're going to extend this one down to here. It looks like, and then it's got like tears in it. And it goes way up to there. Whoops. Okay, so we need to keep adding points to the path. Then we rip that up there. And then there's also like a kind of rent in it here. That needs to go kind of wide into here. And get bigger back up here. Cadman says use a photo of your own hand so you don't have to hunt for stock. I wasn't gonna hunt for stock. That's not how I do. Okay. I like the little space llama.
Thank you.
I was going to say, is that from something? But I feel like the answer is Hermitcraft.
Yes. It's Cub's space llama.
Yay.
It rocketed off into space. With...
Okay. So as you can see, we kind of have the rough shape of Cleo's clothing matching the pixel art of the skin, but we're kind of going a little wild with it, and it works. And at the different scales, it'll work better or possibly worse. You know, that's up to Cleo. So let's go in and add a little bit more detail here, because that actually feels a little light. We can add to this, and that.
Mari, I see you in chat. I heard Mari Alianza Amber is in chat, and they're Durham, my beloved, is calling me out for the name I gave the llama in a fan fiction.
Oh, nice.
Thank you, Mari.
Cleo does have video realistic hands, though. Like, when she streams, you can actually, her hands are the only thing that you can see. So that's a thing to note. Okay, so let's say that we were gonna let's put the references away for right now. And so let's say that this down here is standard pngTuber Cleo. And like if we were to export this image, oh wait, you can't even see that, but it just kind of looks like bored Cleo is what we're going for, right? So we have, but it does still, it feels very on brand. It's Cleo, you know, that sort of thing. But then we decide that we want to take this on the road and move this over here. And of course the lower things aren't getting moved because they're not part of the artboard. Thank you, artboard. Okay. You know what? Fine. We're doing it this way. I'm not happy with it, but we are doing it this way. We're gonna clone. Oh, dang it. I turned on 3D view. What is that? Is that T? Is that S? Oh, it's the worst thing. Though you don't want to turn on the smart 3D view. Guides.
Again, I do not like Illustrator.
Yeah, this is the worst part of Illustrator, is this 3D thing they added. 3D design, 3D text effect. I don't want this 3D grid on. Oh my gosh. It's going to make every line I do on like a perspective. Well, it didn't, but okay. So maybe the grid just turns on now and it doesn't do anything, which is actually better than before when it would do something and I was mad. Okay. So we're going to go to here to artboard 1 and well, okay. So we're going to call artboard 1 the source, because it's not actually going to be the neutral one, because the neutral one needs to be lower. On all of these, Clio needs to be down there. So we're going to go to artboard 2 now. And we're going to name that one neutral. We're going to go to artboard 3. We're going to name that one excited. Artboard 4, we're going to name angry. Okay. So, neutral's looking pretty neutral here. But excited doesn't look excited yet. And that's because we haven't actually done anything. Now we're getting to the good stuff, folks. An hour into the stream. Thank you for your patience. Okay. So, we can now have Clio here, like, woo! Like, yay! She's excited about stuff.
Yeah. So for me, I didn't draw like the eyes in yet for my base stuff, because I personally like consider the eyes to be a pretty big part of expressions.
Mm-hmm. Well, I just put the neutral eyes in so I could like have them. What do you call it? Like as a reference. But yeah, I was planning on modifying the eyes pretty heavily once. I was just putting. I wanted the arms to go up first, just so that people could like kind of grasp maybe more like easily what we're doing. I felt like that would be very visually clear and take me less time to do. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, watch as I draw these circles over and over again.
Oh, fun fact, this arm got rotated the wrong way. The hands are in the wrong spot.
You know what? I am just gonna, since this is annoying without pen pressure, I'm just gonna copy and flip.
Yay.
There we go. Shortcut. So yeah, for Cleo's eyes, there's two things I do that differentiate it from like the sort of base eye I do. Well, actually 3.
Okay, what are
normally,
those?
like my sort of default eyes are more like more rounded or taller. But with hers, I have them be longer.
Mm-hmm.
And then I also give her more visible like eyelids, sort of like half closed, with big eyelashes. And then underneath, I also have the bags.
Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna have for the excited Clio, she's like jumping up, like yeah. And I'm looking at this and I'm like, okay, let's lock the torso. So we're gonna come over here to the lower hair layer, and to like show that she's like jumping up, I want to have the hair like coming out a little bit on either side. Maybe like she's, whoops, that's her face. Like woo. Let's lock the other layers here. Move that over a little bit. Like yeah. But we don't have the face yet. Okay. Woo. So
Yeah, I've just copied over a sort of onion skin layer for reference to make sure I have the eye placement the same, because definitely when you have like the square face, the eye placement can vary wildly. So
let's see, where do we want the eyebrows to be for excited? Do we want them up some? Because there's like a surprised excited.
definitely for the style you're doing, I would have them up. For me, kind of often I don't have the eyebrows too much higher than usual, but I have them more curved.
So how could you draw like a sketch of more curved? So
yeah, like where I have them go up rather than just being normal flat.
So what we can do here is we can actually, whoops, I didn't mean to make that one a circle, but boom. We can have them more curved while still being pixels in this weird way. And this won't be disturbing to people at all. That's... It's like, Joe, those pixels don't align too bad for you. Okay, now another thing we can do is we can kind of delete the bags under the eyes for that, maybe.
I keep the bags under this, but I have sort of like the eyes sort of go up, like when you're smiling.
Oh, yeah. So we move everything up a little bit. That looks like shouty. That looks shouty. Actually, hold on. You know what? We're gonna rename this layer, and we're gonna make this shouty angry Cleo, because shouty was one of the things she asked for. Stay off my lawn, you kids. But for that, maybe we bring the eyebrows up. Somebody says half of art is just working through the ugly phase. Yeah. We're just messing around with it.
Yeah. Another thing also is I make the sort of like eyelids, the sort of eyeliner smaller, so you see less of it as well. Compared to the first one.
Yeah, so like I could make the bags narrower here to like she's like, oh, I'm realizing that if I move the red eyes up, I should probably move the whites of the eyes up too. Just as a quick side note there. Another thing I can do is I can fan her hair out behind her too. I can copy her hair, and then I can add a new layer called like, wow, none of these layer names are rear, behind, and bottom are all terrible. You put those before the word hair and people start thinking something that doesn't mean what I want to name this layer. We'll say furthest hair. Okay.
Yeah, for me with angry, the eyebrows, I move the eyebrows closer rather than further.
Oh.
And I sort of have like that expression. Though it can differ, especially like more shouty, I definitely think it would be more like up here.
Well, what I was trying to, whoops. I want to get rid of I don't want to grab the headband right now. I'm trying to just grab the furthest hair layer. And I want to have the further hair back here. I want to have her hair feel like it's like angry, like she's just like she's like flying at you, like a furious angel. Like, and so it's like behind the arms here, but like there's a little, and then
probably try it in the eyeballs so this doesn't look so creepy.
And then I'm gonna move that up a little bit too and have like another layer there. Like that looks like shouty Cleo to me. I don't know. What is this? Meaningful layer names? I'm trying, Devin Crotties. Blaze of Banana Bread says it's OMG, it's WandaVision. Okay. Hey, welcome, Mandy Pandy. Glad you could join us. Reese Clan says furthest hair is inexplicably hilarious. Thanks. You know, if you enjoyed that joke, just as a reminder, every time I try and post the tip link, I start posting SVG data from Illustrator because I normally don't copy and paste stuff during the stream. But yeah, this is some pretty good hair for Cleo here, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, you know, I'm just gonna be honest. I think we nailed it. But okay, so you were saying like bring the yeah, like I almost like. Oh no. Okay, so now that I'm trying to create a shape, it is using that 3D layer thing I was talking about. Boo. Okay. Okay. Illustrator exit 3D mode shortcut. How do I get out of 3D mode in Illustrator? Command Shift I. Oh, that's no, don't do that in the browser. Did that work? Hey, seems to have worked. So we're going to come back to here to features, paste that there. So it's not like a super obvious mouth, but like I feel like having a mouth for shouty Cleo, even if it's an understated one, is gonna help some.
Yeah. For like a shouting mouth, for me is like I have it where it's you have the frown, but it goes sort of inwards in the middle.
Yeah.
And then you can also like see the teeth a bit.
This is actually terrifying. Like I'm scared of this picture. I'm gonna have nightmares. So yeah, adding.
Yeah, one thing I find myself doing, like definitely with art, is even if I don't have a mirror, when I'm trying to draw expressions, I find myself making the expression.
Yeah.
Like especially with eyebrows, I'm figuring out eyebrows. I'll like notice that I'm doing that. And it's funny because like I don't have a mirror. I'm not using myself as a reference. Sometimes I do, but most of the time I'm not.
Oh no, I'm not either right now. And I realize though, ironically, y'all can see me and I can't see me. I feel like that's a pretty shouty zombie Cleo. Or like angry. Is Aviva also streaming somewhere? Aviva is in the upper right corner. You can see Aviva right there. Coat duck.
Yeah, I am not live myself.
Why does it look like she's stealing my soul? You know, good. Okay, so we started with the default here. And we've got the angry one. So we kind of showed... I feel like this does a good job. Now, the thing is, though... We really, like I said, our goal was to make the whole thing feel like when people go from one to the next, or from when she goes from the default one to the emotions, you want it to feel powerful, right? So one thing we're going to want to do is have her head get slightly bigger in proportion to the rest of her body, like she's jolting forward here. And it's not going to be huge, but it will be noticeable. Also, we're going to go to the flower crown here. We're going to say object, and then there's a transform each is an option. Okay, we want transform each. And we're going to say randomize rotation. So they're all going to have a different rotation. So her hair things will all be askew in different ways.
A neat idea.
Yeah. And now I can go in and I can fine tune some of them to like, I want this one to be more like that. But like, usually it helps to kind of have things. Now, if we go to these, we can also say like on this, turn off the random and just like, hey, we want to rotate all of these to show that she's angry. We want to rotate all of them by this much, 262 or whatever. Actually, I guess technically 262 is like 8. So rotate them all by 8 degrees because they're squares. It turns out I actually only wanted to rotate half of them 8 degrees. The other ones I wanted to rotate negative 8 degrees. So object, transform each. 8 degrees, random. Okay. So just having the pixels rotate, which is not something that can happen in game, has a kind of powerful feel to it. Negative 8 degrees. Transform objects. Okay, so now that we've rotated these, we do have to adjust them slightly.
Yeah, personally, in a lot of my art, like not for like the Badly Drawn Hermits stuff, because I try to keep as close to like the actual skins to those, but for my other art, when drawing Cleo's this normal skin, is I actually do, since I don't like drawing flower crowns, I have it as sort of like a weird like sort of like hovering, magical hovering thing where all like the plants are like not directly connected to it.
Yeah.
Like that.
I think that I'm going to make the flower crown kind of exploding outward a little bit more. So even though we've already made her head bigger, we're going to make the flower crown bigger too a little bit, like, and kind of have it kind of up and out more. So it feels like in some way she's throwing confetti at you.
Yeah, what I'm going to do is actually, I'm going to have it tilted down a little bit.
You know, I'm almost thinking actually also, we're going to go ahead and... let's see, is there a good way to, in this color, red, properties, opacity, down to 50% or something like that.
There we go. It gives sort of the impression of her being above, which gives not necessarily as like an angry thing, but it makes it feel more powerful. Rather than looking at you from above rather than straight on.
I was trying to think if there was a way to turn the flower crown red, but the problem is blending it becomes more orangey, and so that's a problem. So I almost think that maybe if I was gonna have a color that's not red to represent anger, maybe yellow. If it became more yellow, like it looks like sparks. More here. Difference, exclusion. I want to maintain the same kind of contrast between them that they have now. I'm just trying to kind of hue shift it a little bit. Maybe just actually making it brighter green makes it like it's a more, because it's still recognizable as the thing. I'm actually kind of scared of this. Like this, I don't like, I see this, and I'm like, oh no, Cleo's mad at me. Yeah, because it keeps it recognizable as what it is, even though we've adjusted the placement slightly. Red would match the skin she uses for last life. Well, yeah. That's the other thing too, is we can like change the colors of our clothes. We can do all sorts of stuff, right? So this is okay. So we now know we have now done Shouty Cleo, which is probably the most aggressively opposite of neutral Cleo that we can get to. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to name this artboard Shouty. Okay, so like maybe this artboard here could be Happy Cleo. So if we want it, the Happy Cleo probably also needs to be slightly higher up. Whoops. We're gonna go to our layers here, remove all those locks. So Shouty Cleo is also elevated, like emotionally, but also like more in the center of the frame here. Wait. This file hasn't been modified outside of Illustrator? What has been modifying this file outside of Illustrator?
What?
That's deeply disconcerting.
Adobe.
Great. So, Bonhill, the thing about turning them red is they look like they're part of her hair then. The flowers might have worked as red in Last Life. I think she might have grayed out her hair or something, or desaturated her hair somehow.
Yeah, Cleo's Last Life skin, the like red one was a bit desaturated.
Yeah. Okay. So for Happy, let's see. So in terms of the bags under the eyes and stuff, like maybe they should kind of feel like they are being pushed away by a smile a little bit. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a bit tricky to do, but usually for me, once I draw the mouth, once I draw, I'll go back and adjust the eyes to match it more.
Yeah. So the thing is, I don't think Cleo would necessarily love having a big smile. Like, I feel like I almost need to draw the smile and then delete it, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, it's good for testing out to like figure out how big you want to.
Yeah.
It's good to just test out a few and see how big to make it.
Okay, that lower curve needs to actually be bigger than the upper curve. Well, what is going on here? Yeah. Then we'll move that in some. Then that in some. Bring that up a bit. Okay. So, like, chat, I'm going to throw a question out to you while I work on the face. What do you think the flower crown should do to demonstrate happiness? And in the meantime, I'm going to keep working on adjusting the eyes and things like that. Flower crown should grow pretty flowers. Suggest Blaze the Banana. Yeah, you're not. That's a good suggestion. A lot of people are saying bloom flowers, brightness. Add the flowers blossoming. Add some glow. be up slightly higher. It's a plant, so expand a bit. Okay. Sprout colors, multicolor flower. Rainbow. Ooh. Rainbow flowers sounds good. So set up the people are saying the smile should be on the crown more than on her face. Exactly. That's the sort of thing I think Cleo would appreciate. Having a big animated smile would not necessarily like be what she's looking for. So we'll have the eyes come up a little bit. I'm probably going to delete the smile. I'm just trying to use it to give a sense of, if we're going to imply a smile, having the eyes moved up and adjusted that way might help. Also, actually, as I'm looking back at the angry one here, I'm actually thinking I want to raise this up slightly and this up slightly. That's terrifying. That is a terrifying zombie Cleo. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm done looking at that now. Let's go back to happy Cleo. Spore blossoms connect with vines, blooms and fruits. A DreamWorks smirk? I don't think so. That's... Have them emit dripstone. Red, orange. We can't do orange. Well, her hair is orange. Red, orange, yellow, blue, indigo, violet. So if we cut... Yeah. So let's quickly just generate some flower petals. Okay, so we're going to go up here to the headband layer. We're going to add that at the back. And object, repeat, radial. Okay, purple. Look at that, y'all. It's like I almost know what I'm doing, right? Let's have the we'll have these go yellowish as well. To give this screen and then turn down the opacity to give them more of a thing here. And actually, maybe before we do that, we might take these and object, path, shape, simplify.
Yeah, I'm experimenting, and I think definitely mostly getting rid of the sort of eyelids helps a lot with the expression, like the happy expression.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let me just
want to include it because it is sort of like part of the character design.
Yeah. Let me just quickly do, so if I'm going to do red, I want to pick a red that's close to, well, why isn't that working? Red, orange, we don't want to do orange because we got orange already. Yellow, green. There's not really green flowers, are there?
There are.
Are there? Blue.
Yeah, like, there's like green mums.
Indigo. I feel like if we have to pick 5 colors for clarity, though, like this feels.
I would definitely go with a more pastel pink rather than a sort of eye-searing magenta.
No, that's fair. That's fair. I'm just going in here for and actually I think you're right that all of these probably should have the saturation turned down. Why isn't this set to HSB like a adult? Oh my gosh. Okay, so let's move this one over. have this one up and out more. This one can come up here. This one here. Spore particles would be cute, people are saying. Should... Yeah, so you've got kind of some raised eyebrows here. Whoops. Maybe backlight glow around the shoulders. Yeah, it just goes like that. There, it's done. With a bit of blush, look off with the eye bags. Actually, maybe we add a little bit of pink to the eye bags. That's actually not a terrible suggestion. So right now, the hue is set in the green. We can set it over to the red a little bit. And that actually does a lot more than you would expect. That's almost like blushing Cleo. Like, that's Grateful Cleo, maybe.
Suggest would to also have the top of the eyes curve upwards. Because when it's just the bottom of the eyes, it looks like sort of like, kind of smile where it's just like, Well, if you have like the whole eye sort of crinkled upwards, it'd be... and help with the like happy looking.
Maybe it actually should come down here more.
Badger. My cat is here.
Oops. I picked the wrong day to pick the wrong path.
Hi, baby. Oh, he's in my lap now.
Aw. I think maybe we need to have the eyes. Here's the thing then. Is that should these bags come up more like that too then?
Badger. He's now rubbing against everything.
Oh no.
Please don't knock anything over. I would try maybe having, instead of the way I have it here with the eyes like going in like this, have more like this. With the eyes?
Yes,
like the middle.
Yeah, have them come up more.
One
second. Whoops.
Badger, please don't knock that over, Badger.
I really keep thinking that Badger Spanner is somewhere in my apartment about to knock stuff over, and you can see her and I can't.
Right.
Okay. That feels more... That doesn't feel as happy. I don't know. Curve the eyebrows. Yeah, we can add some happy curves to the eyebrows here. Whoops, that's not on the path, though. It has to be on the path.
Yeah, it's very difficult trying to convey stuff in pixel art versus when you have like the full freedom of stuff.
Yeah, and that's the thing is I'm kind of in this weird place where I'm like playing with the idea of pixel art, and so it's like I'm following certain pixel art conventions but not others.
I think the like territory you're in is the same thing where like when you're trying to give expressions to sort of like a robot character, which is something that I was playing with not a while back of just trying to convey that, and it's very to like mechanical characters rather than organic stuff is a lot more difficult. That's what. Same sort of reason I don't like drawing buildings versus drawing nature is just because it's so rigid and it's hard to give character. And there's people who love doing that and they find it really easy to give character to that kind of stuff, but I do not.
Maybe if the green part of the eyes were a bit higher so it wasn't so symmetrical. I feel like that kind of really falls apart at that point. Yeah. She almost looks cross-eyed. Like, I feel like the eyes need to be further apart on this one for some reason. I don't know why. It just feels like...
Sometimes it just doesn't make logical sense, but it just looks wrong.
Yeah.
And you just have to mess with it. Oh, I wouldn't move the whole eyes apart, just the pupils is what's making it look cross-eyed.
Okay. So, like, have them come a little bit more that way, maybe. I mean, that's obviously not right, but I don't know.
Because the way
it's
that
the shape
it currently is.
They look like they're facing each other.
Yeah. So like this. So moving the eyes further apart isn't going to help, but moving the pupils like this.
Yeah. So we need to extend the whites of the eyes. And then wait, that's not helpful. It's funny, but it's not helpful. That's honestly, this is so stupid. It looks so terrible.
Illustrator.
Yeah, I know. I'm. Demon Cleo. Well, so here's the other thing that we can do is we can just straight up roll in here and be like, eyes are so last year. Gone. And so is that part. Oh, not the whole thing. We can just decide that didn't work. And we can say, Happy Cleo is going to have circle eyes. And
yeah. One thing I definitely found is that even though like people tend to think of the mouth as being like what gives the most emotion and expression, often it is if you have a character that's lacking a mouth, it's still a lot easier to tell their expression and give more nuanced expression just with the eyes. But if you have a character that's lacking eyes and just has a mouth, it's actually a lot more difficult to show expression in the ways you want to. And then there's characters that don't have either.
Yay.
Something I've definitely gotten better at over time is showing expression with body language.
Yeah. Okay, we just got the best suggestion from Spider Hearts here. So Spider Hearts, you're my hero. Give me a second.
Yes, there's always the... I was gonna say it, but I realized there's no way to pronounce that.
It's the carrot and the stick. It's carrots and the stick, really, because I mean, there's the stick at the bottom and then the two carrots. So we probably need to have these further apart, obviously. I'm realizing I should have... Okay, let's go back. First off, before we increased it to there, we're going to copy it. Control-Shift-Z until we get to here. Now we're going to paste this one here. Yeah. That... Honestly, for like what we're actually trying to accomplish, this is closer than anything else I've done in the last 20 minutes. So yeah, maybe we compress these in a bit to make it fit. What are the Clio emotes, actually? Is there a way to see the emotes that somebody has on a Twitch stream? Like, I guess I could go... Wait, hold on. If I go into my chat and I go to emotes, I can go down... I'm pretty sure I'm following Zombie Clio. Yeah, she's got, like... I was gonna say... So we're gonna search for Clio. She's got It's Fine. She's got Joy, where she's... Is there a way to open the images in bigger? Okay. So in Clio Joy, she's got Facepalm. She's got Cry. She's got Spider. She's got Clio High. Okay. Come on.
There we go. Much easier expression.
Yeah. Okay, well, one thing at a time. Thank you, Paleo Philosopher. So what we're going to do is we're going to save each of these images. Save image as. Oh, wait. These are not. Of course not. Okay. Honestly, I really think that you got... Who came up with that again? Was Spider Hearts? Good. Spider Hearts, you're a hero. Thank you. You've saved us 25 minutes of continuing to mess with that. Hey, welcome, Xander the Mander. Glad you're here. We're just drawing different emotions for Zombie Clio because why not? If we were gonna do a Clio Facepalm, let's see what that would look like here.
Yeah. That would be something I'd want to draw the body from scratch. I've actually done plenty of facepalm emotes for different people over time.
Excellent. Well, you can definitely help me out, so because I'm not going to do the body from scratch. And so I'm going to be continuously annoyed when I realize that it would have been better to do the body from scratch on this. So one thing we got to do with this arm is we got to move this up, and I'm going to create a new layer called, we'll call this foreground arm. Blah. And actually, we probably want the whole Clio on this one to actually be slightly lower. So we're going to lock that layer real quick. We're going to move all the other layers down. She should be kind of more slumped than in the neutral pose. So we're going to select the foreground
Having the
arm.
head tilted slightly and having it at an angle is something I usually do.
That's what I was going to next. I am glad we are on the same page there. Okay, so we need to lock the layers we're not using. We're not using these layers. And then, so then we can select those. We lock that layer. Okay, great. Kind of like slouched, like, ugh. Like her head is forward, so we're gonna make her head bigger because she's just like, oi. And so we need to make the foreground arm bigger too, because if it's in front of the head, like, I don't know if that counts as like a face palm. That's more of like an exasperated. But like her default face with the bags under the eyes already looks so exasperated. It actually kind of works. Somebody says that's her shoulder. Yes, you're right. I was testing you. So we're gonna rotate the arm 180 degrees.
I'm going to flip this because
And
other arm. Wait, is Cleo right-handed or left-handed?
oh, I don't know.
I'm just gonna assume right-handed.
Because cameras flip that stuff all the time too. Honestly, this is a pretty. I'm actually like I said, if you get the rough concept down for this, like, you know, yeah, we spent a while building the base model, but like, I feel like this is actually pretty good as is. This is a reasonably good one, but we kind of want to sell the face palm a little bit. So we're gonna decrease the saturation on the flowers as well. And darken them up a little bit. Like it's a little less vibrant across the board here. Like the flowers are like just like ugh. Honestly, maybe some of the light from her eyes should be gone. Her eyes are less vibrant too. It's just like I'm gonna have her eyes kind of looking toward each other more a little, just slightly. Maybe kind of like a questioning eyebrow too, like, oh, really, like this is what we're doing now.
Yeah, tilting the pupils actually is a really good touch.
Thank you. Well, and that's the thing, is it's part of this is just kind of playing with what works and what doesn't, like, because this makes her look more mad at herself, face palmy, than like just exasperated. Because it started off looking like exhausted. I was exhausted. I went to Harvard. Oh my gosh. Try to get a degree there. It's a nightmare. Everybody's like, hey, you got to start the next Facebook. Destroy all the diplomacies and the democracies and the whatnots, and I don't have time for it. Anyway, Yeah, so facepalm Cleo is looking pretty okay here. I kind of want to convey a little bit more motion to the facepalm, so I'm going to maybe have her hair splayed out a little bit more here. Just a bit, kind of like, Really, I think the way to do that is to connect it to the, is to put the rotation point there, and then, yeah, just a little tilt, a little bit fast past where it was. Tilt the eyebrows upward rather than downward to get a less angry expression. Like, oh. Yeah, I mean, this is like more like, oh my gosh, what is my life? Oh, I feel bad for this Cleo. Make the eyebrows go upward to look more frowny. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oops, didn't need all of those selected for that maneuver. Come on.
It's at a weird angle, but it's fine.
Yeah. People are saying she looks sick now. Yeah, I think you're right, Xander the Mander. I think she looks too distressed. Like, I felt like facepalm Cleo, like, facepalm Cleo is angry Cleo. It's like, come on. Like, oh, jeez. You got me. I can't believe it. Like, facepalm Cleo and shouty Cleo are different kinds of angry Cleo. But they're both, I don't know. Should have this slouching a little bit more on that shoulder. Maybe. Okay, so we've got 4 Cleos at this point. We have Content Cleo, Shouty Cleo, Facepalm Cleo, and Neutral Cleo. Which doesn't really seem that bad. Okay, so I feel like I really want to find the notebook that I did. I did a bunch of sketches of Cleo in one of my art notebooks to prepare for this stream, and now I'm unprepared for this stream because I don't know where it is. Hold on. I found it. Okay. This is the nice one with the good paper. So, okay. Okay. So, she recommended sad, it's fine, hysterical laughter, screamy / demonic. So we got the screamy / demonic. I feel like the facepalm one is kind of like it's fine, but I don't know, maybe not. It's fine enough. It does maybe look too angry to be it's fine.
There's the sort of it's fine expression is something I think of as like the sort of smiley, like everything is fine, this is okay kind of expression.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know how to draw Cleo terrified because I have a hard time thinking of Cleo being scared. I don't know.
Like, yeah, this is sort of what I'm thinking. Like, everything is fine.
That's like
expression.
catatonic, it's fine. That's like, yeah.
And then the more it's fine is like, it'd be like, that's that sort of.
Mm-hmm. So for hysterical laughter, Cleo, I feel like the eyes need to be further out and higher up to imply like the existence of a bigger mouth.
Yeah, sort of hysterical laughter is another one where I think I'd want.
That one might need the mouth the same way Shouty needed the mouth. I feel like all of them having the mouth is wrong, but some of them having the mouth is fine.
There's another one for me where I want to have the body because it's in a sort of different position.
Yeah, it's kind of like a belly laugh, kind of ha 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 type thing.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have any layers locked? No, good. Yeah, that's really emotive the way you're doing that. I like that a lot. I feel like I drew... Yeah, I drew a bunch of Cleos with these different faces, too. None of them really translate well into this style, is what we're running into, though. Cursed Noodle says, that sentence was cursed, implying the existence of a mouth. Yeah. Flesh. So we need to lock the hair layer temporarily. Move the eyes up, have them bigger. Also rotate them out slightly. Each. That's probably too much. What I probably should have done was... oh, it's because I rotated them different juncture. Around different points. Let's lock the headband. Maybe for this one we have... foreground eyes. Her eyes are just in front of everything. For no good reason. No, that's still... For those of you just joining us or waking up, the faces we've done so far are neutral Cleo. This is the one she puts on when she's just chilling. Shouty Cleo. Happy Cleo or content Cleo. And then face palm Cleo. Oh, come on. Welcome, Sawyer Kettler. Her shoulder left the building. Did I screw up her shoulder again? Oh, her shoulder is what I accidentally dragged over there. I was like, what is this extra path? Whatever, we'll fix it in post.
Yeah, definitely the flower crown is the most, like, part for me, just because, like, fitting it sort of, like, around the head properly, and is it, like, a string? Is it a crown? It's
Yeah.
ambiguous.
Yeah, there's a lot of pieces of it that are ambiguous. Okay. Why is this happening? Is there a world where these characters exist? Well, there's going to be. These are for Cleo's streams for her to put on her stream deck as a button to, like, show up in the lower left or something. Okay. Okay,
Yeah, definitely having the slightly different angles helps, but yeah, I think definitely for hysterical laughter, it might be another one where you want to have the eyes closed.
uh-huh. So we can do that, kind of go like bring these way up. That looks really bad. But we can also compress these. That looks so stupid. That's like terrible Muppet Cleo. Oh boy. This is so terrible. This is part of the fun of working in Vector, is how stupid some stuff looks. Cursed. Yeah, okay. So yeah, to actually have the eyes closed, we just delete the eyes. And we have the bags go straight into the, we have the bags of her, under her eyes go straight into the, eyebrows. Oh, she looks like a paper bag puppet.
I think it more mean like the one you did for the happy expression might work better.
I think you're right, but I just want to leave this on the screen for a few minutes because sometimes when I'm streaming, people fall asleep, and I want them to wake up and see this. Just be like, what? I heard you laughing and I woke up and now I'm deeply disturbed. And then I can be like, if you'd like to deeply disturb others, tips are welcome via paypal.me/Joel's and YouTube Super Chat.
That reminds me.
I'm sorry,
Joe,
this is so funny to me.
do you know about Plinko Horse?
About what?
Do you know about Plinko Horse?
No, what is that?
It's this meme that's gone viral on Tumblr in the past couple days. It's basically just this GIF that was like a physics simulation of like this horse ragdoll going through like a Plinko machine.
No, I had no idea. That's so...
Let me hear. I have it downloaded. Let me open it and see if I can play it in Photoshop. Here.
Okay. I love that you just load animations in Photoshop. Okay, that's...
Yeah, it just has the horse, and someone added the fire at the bottom, and it's horse Plinko, and it just become a huge meme.
Wow, I need to capitalize on my Plinko board. I don't even have it on camera right now.
Yes, that's why I was thinking about this.
Okay, okay, but like, Philly laughter Cleo. So, obviously we're not gonna keep that mouth. But we can't have more than 4 anchors on a mouth or people will think we're like pretentious. So, let's go ahead and just be happy with what we have. This is worse. How is this possibly worse?
I think it's because it's the circle rather than everything else being...
Okay, so hold on. I'm opening it back up again. And we'll do the So I guess when I'm looking at the lines that you have drawn, okay, we're gonna do a few things here. One, we're gonna delete that. Two, we're going to lower this in and we're gonna make it white. Three, we're gonna copy this, whoops, in front of that. Then we're gonna object path. Wait. Object, clipping mask, make. Oh, that's not better. I don't. That's like she's singing poorly. That's not hysterical laughter. Kami Otaku says, I'll have what she's having. Okay. Got it. So, oh, wow. We don't want that. Or do we? Wait. Hold on. Honestly, I think Cleo might appreciate how cursed this is. People are saying have the eyes go more like brackets or greater than, less than. The mouth looks like it's kind of from an iPhone emoji. Oh, you're right. Now we know how they did that. Screenshot it and send it to her with no context. Well, the context, she already knows we're doing this. Okay, so we got 5 of these. Okay, so let's oh wait. Hold on. File, export for screens maybe? So we don't want to export the source. Okay, and formats, range, include bleed. I mean, Joe, you gotta get the bracket eyes for laughter, people are saying. I mean, I don't know. People are saying the more I look at it, I don't hate it. It's just such
a... telling me to stop with the Plinko horse. You know exactly why I'm drawing the
A couple of tears would make it read laughing really hard to me, says Yurgi. Okay, you know what, Yurgi? Since you played Kirby Pinball today, you're our resident tear expert. So I'm going to trust you on that.
Yeah.
Okay, so look at that. I just freeform hand drew a tier. It's not a good tier. It's not like an S-class tier, but you know, it could be worse. We can tweak that down. It's an authentic hand drawn tier though. So we're gonna put that with our foreground eye layer here. Okay, this actually, oh my gosh. Actually, Yurgi was 100% right.
Yeah. It definitely helps with like the hysterical laughter, like have the tears. I don't know why though.
Yeah,
because like it's not how you actually look.
No, nobody ever looks like that.
Help. It just does.
Yeah, and I think what we want to do on these is, unlike the angry ones where they were rotated at random angles to feel like askew, with these ones, we want to have them kind of mirror the eyebrows on either side, right? So we have them angled the same way. And kind of outward a little bit here on this one, up on this one, out more on that one. So we kind of have... Cameo Takuwu says that's exactly that one emoji. Well, there, that's what she gets. Reese Class says, every time I look at my screen, I start laughing. See? This is a good stream. Take that, people who aren't tipping. Also, tips are welcome via paypal.me/Joe Hills and YouTube Super Chat. Okay. So, are we digging our way down to the OWO face? I think that we do need to conclude with the OWO face. I think people are gonna need...
So.
Do you need to go? How I know we kind of talked about 2 hours, and we're at 2 hours 10 minutes.
I'm pretty much around like all night. I have no plans for like the next entire week. So as late as we go next night, I have nothing planned tomorrow.
Okay, I'm not gonna run through tomorrow night, but we might spend a little bit of time getting the OWO face right. Okay. A Cleowo. Okay, so let's think about how the Cleowo would look. I think it needs to be like extra. It needs to fill the frame. Actually, I'm gonna make this one bigger too. Like it's coming toward you. Yeah. Whoops. Yeah, the shouty Cleo should be like the point of the frame is to fill the frame with the biggest one we have, really, if that makes any sense. So So the default Clio doesn't take up much of the frame, but the Cliomoji will, yeah. This one doesn't really need much of the body here, so we can lower that in the frame. Okay. Hey, Grace tips 5 and writes, "Oh, whoa. Thank you very much, Grace. That puts us 5 away from the next face camera expansion." Okay. Okay, so how do you draw things chibi? I know that's the word for it, but I didn't actually do any research for this stream.
I mean, make things rounder, but not necessarily. I think it's very much just more exaggerated.
Okay.
Chibi is like normally like small. But for the OO face, it's mostly you just have to do like the mouth.
Well, in some ways, I almost want to just be like with this one. Okay, so we're gonna rotate the arms up, maybe, and then. Okay, maybe I made a mistake by expanding this whole thing so much, because for the chibi one, we probably want to have the classic chibi arms. And they would be like out, and they need to be rounded at the end. So hold on, we're gonna take this and we're gonna also round that here. So that would go.
This feels more. What I'm drawing feels more like Nya than OO.
Yeah, that seems more Nyan Cat. Okay, so I think we need to round out the arms here. We need. Okay. I think she definitely needs the rounded arms. Like to feel like a what do you call it, a sock toy or something?
Mm. Use the eyes a bit.
I'm really glad we're doing this when Cleo's asleep, so she'll wake up to the results of this and have to deal with it. Okay. A plushie Cleo might be a good reference here. Yeah, I don't have one. I try not to collect things because they're comprised of atoms and have mass.
My Cleo plush is somewhere in one of the various boxes of stuff that I brought home for winter break to sort through. I don't know which one, and I should probably sort through that within the next 2 weeks before I go back to campus.
Yeah. Okay. XSim says, I like that you didn't use the easy way to round corners in Illustrator and instead added more anchors and did it manually. Well, I want to have more control. You know, I'm doing what I want, not what Illustrator tells me to do. Okay, so as you pointed out about rounding things, now in this case though, see we can make that circular here, but then whoops, we don't want to round all the corners. I think there's probably a way to round just the one corner, but like, oh wow, that face that you're drawing is just so anime.
Feels like so cursed to draw, but
You don't want chibi arms to be too long. That's fair. Oh, that actually, compressing those actually adds a lot in terms of the stylisticness. The stylism. They're stylists. It's exhausting. Okay. So, like, maybe Cleo's dress thing stretches up and out a little bit on the chibi one, because they tend to be, like I said, kind of like ragdolls. Could I select the whole head and round that? I don't necessarily want to, though. I'm trying to be thoughtful about how I do this. Put some intention into it. Wow, the one you're doing is so good. That's so good. Okay. First thing we're going to do is we're going to get rid of the dark eyebrows. Okay. And we're going to take these other parts here of the eye. And we're going to move them over here. And we're going to do something a little weird. We're going to extend them. Whoops. Womp, womp, womp. There it is. Like this. Then we're going to make them each bigger. Then we're going to turn... We're going to replace those with circles. Big green circles with slightly smaller circles inside that are black. Oh no. Oh, this is gonna look terrible. Oh my gosh. This is like the most creepy thing ever. It's like goggles. What do you call those? Like what do you call those goggles? The welding goggles. Big circle eyes. But now we need to hold on. We're not done. We're not done. Be patient, everyone. Be patient. Oh my gosh. I feel like this is a good stream because I'm like, this is the worst thing I've ever done. And that means I'm pushing my boundaries as an artist. And okay, so and then you had these two little circles too down here. Where? Oh no. So we're gonna remove these ones now. And we're gonna curve. So people were saying that there's a thing that I could hit to only do the one, and I'm really not sure that's true. All of these corner radius things seem to adjust all the corner radii. This is so bad.
Oh god, I just looked up at the stream. That's amazing.
Okay. We're having a lot of fun here tonight, but we actually do need to fix the parts of this that are not going to work. So we're going to stretch out that anchor there and bring that in. Whoops. We're going to stretch out that anchor there. Bring that in.
No one in chat has commented on the cat ears yet, but I've gotten several Discord
Wait,
messages.
you drew me with cat ears? I didn't even notice that because I'm looking at this monstrosity. No wonder nobody's commenting. They're all busy looking at my calamity.
The train of thought went from oh to like ooh and yeah, and then I was thinking about like stuff people on Tumblr have drawn, and it just
Wow. I appreciate how online you are, Aviva, because I don't have time for it, honestly. Okay. Okay, right?
pretty much my entire social life is online. So
This is okay. So to do the anime mouth, how do I make the mouth anime is kind of the question.
I think it would just be like drawing it as a shape rather than a mouth, maybe.
Yeah.
Like thinking of it more as a shape, because of course like mouths are shapes, but like
Mm-hmm. Oh, a W shape, people are saying, because he should make a OO. Yep, that's precisely correct. Y'all are on. I know I said that using more than 4 anchor points for mouths is pretentious, but you know what? Sometimes you got to do what you got to do for friendship, right? Okay, so here we go. Whoa. So, whoops. I immediately...
not letting me make new artboards off of this one.
So how do you
So
make
weird.
a W? It would be like that, and then like that, and then... Oh my gosh, this is terrifying. I'm not okay with this. She's about to cry. Oh no. Oh, Kindle says I leave for 10 minutes. That's what you get for leaving. Yeah, okay, let's...
Someone in chat said something about friendship is magic, so I'm going to draw Pony Cleo.
Honestly, I kind of like the understated mouth being the same color as like the eye bag shadows. But I don't know. I really Mr. Hardluck says make a 3 and turn it on its side. Hold on. We're gonna save this mouth for later because I think it was a good try. Then we're gonna open up the text tool. It looks like it's out of Rick and Morty. That's just a myriad 3 rotated 90 degrees. That's like the most Rick and Morty mouth I've ever seen. And it's literally just a typographical 3 rotated 90 degrees. So what we're going to do is we're going to make that the color of that. There we go. Somebody says you could do an actual W like that too. Oh, that's actually a good point. Let's delete the 3. Looks like she's a vampire now. Reese Clan says, this is something. Okay. Oh, no. Well, Ahime Angel says, I like the other mouth better. Yeah, somebody said, I think it was Drew Baca, suggested I bring the other ones up more. Oh, wow. That's actually really good with the, hold on. What color, Aviva, from a coloring standpoint? Like, I've been just kind of playing with this. I liked the orange because it was already in the palette, but people were like, it looks too much like a mustache because, you know, that's Cleo's hair color. What do you think, if for the mouth?
Well, yeah, I tend to do like a sort of darker version of the skin color.
Yeah, so that's this. Okay, so here's what we need to... Here's the problem with how we have this now, is that we need to take all of... Now we need to actually, like, make all of this slightly cuter. And softer. Not all of it, but, like, a lot of the parts of it need to inconsistently be that way. So that part's coming from under her head, so that wouldn't be, but this would. This would here. Okay, we need to tweak that one because I can't go that far up with the way the rest of the hair is. So we'll keep the chin square maybe. And yeah, these have to come all the way in. They're going all the way in. Double Cleo's pupils to match the twin glade. What's the twin glade? Ahime Angel says, I fell asleep with the stream playing and I woke up to the best thing ever. You're welcome. Just like I intended. I am nailing it tonight. So, like, should I put, like, additional black inside of the white? Is that what you're saying there, Kindless? Inside in the eye? Would that, is that what you're saying that would look better? Actually, I kind of liked that where it was. I'm going to move that one up to match better. Cleo Wolf. This is a drawing stream with AvivaKitty. Yay, AvivaKitty.
Yes. Going full silly now and drawing Yalla's ponies.
Oh, thanks. That's fine. Okay, so what we're gonna do next
I
is...
actually started as a My Little Pony fan artist. So.
Ah. Okay, so I think having Cleo will get larger here is gonna be very impactful for the viewers. We need to have it come below that because I'm not rounding anything beyond that point. Also, the frayed clothing object, envelope distort. No, we want path. Simplify maybe. Yeah. The problem with that, though, is that that is no longer working the way it's supposed to, where it's supposed to come into here. So we gotta fix that manually. And we gotta fix the same thing on this side here. Dang it.
Someone in chat is asking me what Cleo's cutie mark would be. I don't know. My actual pony design of her is of a Kieran, and they don't have cutie marks. So this unicorn design is just made up on the spot.
Okay. So a few other things we gotta fix real quick. Sorry for the cough there. Okay. Make this part of the hair a little bit rounder. This part of the hair rounds out too.
For Joe's cutie mark, these are designed like I made all these hermit pony designs in like season 6.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like a sign and like a quill.
Oh, somebody recommended just the @ symbol.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, like cutie marks are always my weakness with designing ponies.
Okay, so these end up being.
Maybe have the quill is doing that symbol. That would be cool.
So where this gets weird here is that this isn't rounded. Whoops. So we take this one here and we paste it behind all these, and then that still works. I mean, honestly, maybe we need like gesture lines here. Like around the arms? Nah, probably not. Cleo will. Okay, I don't think we're gonna be able to improve this very much.
It is very good.
Thank you. Okay, so to quickly review for everybody who fell asleep, like Ahime Angel, we have a few Cleos that we're going to present to Cleo. No, I'm going to send them. She's going to get people sending her screen caps from the stream and her Twitter and stuff anyway. So I just got to dump them in her Discord or dump them in a message. We have neutral Cleo that she would have when she's just hanging out. Shouty Cleo for when she's upset at the chat. Content Cleo when she's just chilling. Cleo, which is so cute. And then facepalm Cleo. And then hysterical laughter Cleo. Maybe add sparkles. Yeah, maybe sparkles would be good. Okay, hold on. Star tool. Oh, wait. Yeah, so...
These all turned out very good, Joe.
Thank you. Well, I did have the help of a professional artist. And you're here. No, I'm kidding. I was going to say, do you consider yourself a professional artist? I don't know as a student if you do yet, but like, I mean, do keep in mind though that I was a professional like graphic designer as part of my responsibilities at my previous day job. So
honestly, I have no idea. I'm still very much figuring everything out and like what titles and stuff to use.
Mm-hmm.
Because like again, I'm going to art school and I like primarily do art. I don't know if I do it as a job. I do like illustration and stuff, but I'm a game design major as well. So that's like a whole other thing, and like all the different titles that like what you do in that, and it's just like
Mm-hmm. I want the stars to feel like they're emanating from her. So maybe we have some of these smaller. Like she's throwing confetti. Like almost. Change the size on that a little bit so they're not all the same size. Okay.
the back of my Photoshop is just totally bugging out. I don't know what's happening.
Uh-oh.
I don't know if that's even showing on screen.
Oh yeah, it's totally showing on screen.
But I don't know what's causing that.
When I look at the Cleo emotes, let me real quickly just see in terms of like she's got Cleo nudge, Cleo plush, Cleo spider. You know, I was just kind of trying to get a sense of like if there was a color that she used for things or whatever. Honestly, just throwing.
Spider hurts. It's a cub space llama. It's not adequate. Like, despite me drawing, like, being like a My Little Pony fan artist, I cannot draw actual horses or Minecraft horses. They look nothing alike. The Plinko horse I drew is how I draw actual horses, pretty much.
Cosmic Crush says, I like the blue stars. Actually, in some ways, they're dark, like her heart. Yeah. Okay. So let's go make sure all of these art boards are named properly, because I'm going to be too lazy to rename the exported files. So this one called source copy, so we need that one to be called Cleo. Facepalm, shouty, angry, laughter, neutral, and source. Okay, so we're going to go to export as PNG. Use artboards, range 2 to 7. And we're going to drop this right in our documents folder because we're professionals. Okay. Let's see if it actually is going to do this right. So if we go to our documents folder here and we refresh it, does it actually have these in there? Sort by date modified. Cleo pngTuber angry, Cleo pngTuber Cleo, Cleo pngTuber facepalm, shouty neutral. Okay, so oh wow, these actually came out great. Okay, so I'm going to, in order to make sure that the software in Discord doesn't recompress these in a terrible way, I'm going to use the add to zip file or compress files. Wait, does Windows not have add to zip anymore? Send to compressed zip folder. Okay, Zombie Cleo pngTuber, all same scale. Just so she knows. Then, oh, if I switch to my Zombie Cleo Discord screen to send them to her right now, that'll kill Aviva's video and show everybody everything Cleo and I have been talking about. So I'm not gonna do that. But does anyone have any? Well, you know what? No, we don't have time for last minute questions because we ran 40 minutes over. If you had questions for Aviva, you should have asked them before we ran 42 minutes over. I'm going to go ahead and find somebody who is streaming to raid. Let's see. Oh, Hot Nudge is playing Batman. Why don't we send folks over there? So /raid Hot Nudge. And make sure I've got Discord muted before I click on that. And so thank you again so much, Aviva, for coming by. Do you have any final words for everybody? Where they can find you? Anything like that?
Yep, you can find me at AvivaKitty on most social media, and then also BadlyDrawnHermits is BDrawnHermits on Twitter, and then just BadlyDrawnHermits on Tumblr.
There we go. I'm going to post that. I got the Twitter prepared. I didn't have the rest of those. So thank you again, Aviva, for joining us. You're always a delight. Look forward to having you on the stream again. When you get over to Hot Nudge. It's such a good name, but sometimes I mispronounce it because I'm hungry. When you get over to Hot Nudge, say howdy, y'all. Joe Hills Raid here. And until next time, y'all, this is Joe Hills from Nashville, Tennessee. Keep adventuring. Any final words, Aviva?
Keep adventuring.
Woo! Raid now.